In the year 2475, the concept of distance lost its meaning. For the first time in human history, cities no longer existed on a planet, they existed between them. Suspended on the edge of wormholes, artificial gateways carved into space-time, humanity built the impossible. The cities between worlds. They called them the bridges. Vast orbital metropolises anchored at the mouths of stabilized wormholes, connecting distant star systems in real time. To walk their streets was to exist nowhere and everywhere at once, halfway between two suns, two skies, two civilizations. At first, they were engineering marvels, but soon they became something else entirely. Symbols of a new era where reality itself was infrastructure. A wormhole was once a theoretical hole in space-time. Now it's a highway. Each bridge city surrounds the shimmering throat of a wormhole, a glowing sphere that hums with gravitational tension. It's not just transportation, it's presence. When a traveler steps through the event gate, they don't cross space. Space rearranges around them. Inside the bridge cities, architecture evolved to survive the impossible. Gravity fluctuates by the minute. Sunlight bends into ribbons of blue and violet. Walls shimmer with anti-gravitic fields to stabilize the environment. Buildings float in geometric patterns, tethered to the wormhole's horizon by invisible forces. To outsiders, it looks like chaos. To residents, it's home. The first of these, New Lagrange, was built between Earth and Proxima Centauri, an interstellar customs port, an interstellar observatory, and a cultural experiment all at once. Here, humans met the first off-world colonists face to face, without needing to cross the void. The journey that once took 4 years of light now takes 4 steps. Commerce flourished instantly. Energy, data, even living matter flowed through the gateways. The wormholes became the arteries of a new galactic civilization. But as always, where there's trade, there's territory. Soon, powerful corporations began building their own bridge cities, controlling access between entire worlds. To own a wormhole meant to own reality itself. Nations fell, networks rose, and the line between government and infrastructure dissolved. Some cities grew so vast that they surrounded multiple gateways, clusters of wormholes forming interdimensional districts. In these zones, physics isn't consistent. You could look up and see a skyline from another universe hovering above your own. Rain from one world might fall as crystal dust from another. And yet, life continued. Humans adapted. The citizens of the bridges called themselves Transversals. They are the first generation raised without a fixed world. Their language is mixed, fragments of Earth dialects merged with synthetic tongues born from machine translation. They think in coordinates, not continents. For them, home is defined not by land, but by connection. Education in these cities is quantum. Children learn through shared neural networks spanning both sides of the wormhole. A student might attend school simultaneously in 2 galaxies. To them, distance is an ancient superstition. But not all is light. Some gateways began to decay. Tiny disruptions, flickers in the geometry of space-time, caused time differentials. People would vanish for seconds and return decades older. Ships would pass through and emerge as silent ruins. Scientists called it gravitational memory. The universe, they said, remembers where you've been, and sometimes it refuses to let go. In response, AI Sentinels were installed at every bridge. These Sentinels don't govern, they balance. They keep the fabric of space stable, regulating energy flows and temporal drift. To the human eye, they appear as glowing towers, silent observers at the edge of infinity. Some say the Sentinels have begun to think, that they dream between realities, learning the language of wormholes, and that one day they might decide who gets to cross and who doesn't. Culturally, life in the bridge cities is surreal. Artists paint with magnetic fields and light particles that react to gravitational waves. Music sounds different depending on which side of the wormhole you're near. Even time has texture, measured in fluctuations, not hours. Every moment feels like it's being stretched between possibilities. Economically, they've become the heart of civilization. Data doesn't just travel, it echoes. An idea can leave one world and arrive amplified in another, evolving mid-transmission. Culture itself has become recursive, a loop of endless innovation and reflection. But there's a deeper question no one can answer. If space is just an illusion, if every point in the universe can be folded into another, then what does it mean to belong anywhere? The philosophers of the bridges say that we've outgrown the concept of here, that identity, like distance, has dissolved, that humanity itself has become topological, shaped by the curves of space-time, not the boundaries of nations. Still, amid the wonder, there's unease. Some whisper about the shadow bridges, unregistered wormholes that open and close without human control. Ships sent to map them never return, and yet sometimes their signals are heard, faintly, from coordinates that don't exist. What lies beyond the known network? Are we expanding, or are we being pulled? As the 25th century draws to a close, humanity stands not between worlds, but between definitions. Cities are no longer built on ground. They're written into the structure of space-time itself. Every tower, every light, every step is a statement that we refuse to be bound by a single sky. Perhaps, in the end, these cities are mirrors, reflections of our endless desire to go further, to find meaning in the void, and to call it home. And when you look into a wormhole, and it looks back at you, maybe it's not just another world waiting. Maybe it's the next version of ourselves. This is life on the edge of infinity. This is the story of the cities between worlds.